This is the first focus group we have, and it's on restaurant preferences. And this is our focus group. Excited bunch here. So when choosing a restaurant, how concerned are you with like the quality of food, the freshness of food? Does that like concern you at all? What about you, man? So like, what are you looking for when you go into a restaurant?
When I first go into a restaurant, I want to see how I'm greeted and how they treat me. And I'm also looking for like the quality of the food and how it's prepared for me. Also, I don't want to be sitting there like the whole day. I want to get it pretty fast, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if I'm going to a restaurant, I want to serve on time and done well.
Alright. So can I get a show of hands of how many of you care about the price of the food that you purchase? Do any of you care about the price?
Is this one of those yes or no, or somewhat agree?
Yeah, yes or no.
Yeah, it's like a yes or no. Like when you buy your food, does the price matter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It depends on what? So it depends on the quality of the food, right? Anybody else? Quality of food, or if it's too expensive, you're just not going to buy it? Like, what do you think? Depends on the quality of the food. Quality of the food. All right. What about the healthiness of the food? Does that matter to you? Definitely. No. Like you go into McDonald's, do you want to know the calorie count or not?
I think it depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
Some days you don't really care.
Some days you don't really care. Some days you do.
Sometimes you just want fried food, or
When you're like totally hungry. Yeah.
Okay. One more question. For all of you, could I see a show of hands of how many of you care about the atmosphere of a restaurant? I mean, does the atmosphere matter? Definitely. Okay. So, like, what's atmosphere to you? What's a good atmosphere? Like,
Well, let's say if you go to Olive Garden, something like that. Like the atmosphere is like really calm, passive, and like the greeting, how they say it, like you're missing something like that.
all right.
Yeah.
Anybody else wanna speak up about atmosphere of a restaurant? Does that matter to you at all?
I think atmosphere matters. It does matter though what are you going to eat, like Olive Garden versus Seasons 52. Seasons 52 is more of a quieter setting in the first place, so it kind of just depends on where you're at versus like what is that wing place? Or CC's, you know, somewhere where it's going to be loud, they got TVs, blah blah blah. But one of the most aggravating things to me is when you go up and you stand there for more than what should be allotted time before somebody comes to see you or just says, I'll be right with you, make some kind of contact with you. The other one would be the cleanliness of the bathroom. I guess the third one would be whether or not the waiter automatically gives me extra napkins, which is not like the question you asked, but those are like my three main things when I go out to eat somewhere. I don't know why, but just the atmosphere, like if it feels inviting, if it feels like it's a tense environment, you know, I'll probably just say, nah, you know, go somewhere else. Or
Cool. Anybody else on environment of a restaurant? All right, one more question. Can I see a show of hands of how many of you are willing to try new flavors, new foods? Everybody here is willing to try new flavors and foods. Sounds great. All right, well, thanks, focus group. Appreciate it.